most of the people in this journey I've seen are either stuck because they have had a fallout with their SP, or some people have certain self-esteem issues. That is why that self-esteem issues created problems with their SP. And there was one thing where somebody wants to marry someone and the other person is not ready, or maybe something or the other. And I have got some clients which I had worked with, like when I was coaching people. So some of them wanted to manifest their favorite job, some people wanted to manifest their SPs back, and some people wanted to just have a good health. They wanted to get rid of PCOD. So there are some people. So these are some portfolios, like about the people I had worked with. And most of the problems boil down to this one thing, that either people have self-esteem issues, and that is what keeps in comes in between the relationship. So whenever you have an argument with your SP, if you start assuming things about them, so this was not common to me, but I've seen other people have these things. So they think that I don't know, they just want always a reassurance from the SP. So I would like to tell you this one thing which I've seen. So let me talk about me and my SP. So I was a person who had anxious attachment. So I saw my parents splitting up, and which is why I developed that mindset that if I don't do something right now, then things would go out of hand. And my SP, I don't know much about his childhood, but he has avoidant attachment style. So he loves you, he will love you, he's super loyal to you, he's very much in love with you. But when it comes to acknowledging the part that yes, we are boyfriend girlfriends or we love each other, he gets stuck somewhere. So either because he has not processed all of his resistances properly, or maybe I don't actually know how people develop that avoidant attachment style. But whether you are an anxious attachment person or you are an avoidant attachment person, this is a phase, and you get out of it when you start healing yourself by self regulation. So I would like to tell you something. So since I always told you that for the last 2 months things have not been going good, etc., etc., so what happened was, something happened between my SP and my mother. And my mother had a very good impression about my SP and my and something just happened, and my mom got very disheartened by the way my SP was not acknowledging the relationship. And she wanted him to be my husband because I love that person. But when she saw that he's not acknowledging that, she got very disheartened, and she said that I never saw you as a match, and etc. She didn't reveal her true feelings and all of that. And what hurt me at that point of time was, my SP didn't speak to me about anything. He just went and told to my mom. And it it hurt me so bad that I felt like, if you have already taken things from our hand to my mom, then you go and talk to my mom. Why I should not be bothering myself to talk to you? And it was not just this feeling. I kind of felt very, very heartbroken, and I felt sort of like, I mean, I come and talk to you, and I trust you with everything I tell you, and you are even quoting the time when I wrote you my last message. And it was really very disheartening to me, and it took me a lot of time to get out of that kind of pain which I was going through. I wanted to react, I wanted to shout at him, but I controlled myself. And thanks to my manifestation coach who helped me deal with this pain, because it was something which was very it was, I didn't know how to process it. So I did a lot of EFT tapping to get out of that kind of down feeling. Because I am one of those person who believes in manifestation, but I also don't believe that I will suppress my feelings and I will only be on the wish fulfilled state. So for almost like 1.5 months I was trying to focus myself onto my work, onto other things, and a lot of stuffs went on in my family. It was because my family got very sad by the way my SP dealt with the relationship, and I never revealed anything about our relationship to my parents. it's just i I felt like he was not acknowledging, and I told my mother directly, mom, that he's not acknowledging the fact that we loved each other, and I do not know why, or maybe I know why, but this is not cool. So my mom could understand through the tone of my voice that I was speaking the truth, and that what my SP was saying was not the real thing. But then what happened was things went really out of my hand after that, and I just didn't know how to deal with things. People were pressuring me to marry and get married, and to me, that's not really something which is possible to me, because I see marriage as a union of two souls who love each other, and it was just not possible for me to just go with someone who I'm not even in love with, and they were really pressurizing me to make a portfolio in some matrimonial sites or something like that, and I had to open up to my mindset coach about it, and she said that the more you react to these circumstances, the more it will keep on coming back to you. So the best you can do is either tell her directly that you don't want to get married ever, or you just make a matrimonial profile and you just shrug it off. And so I said that I have told them 100 times that I do not want to get married until and unless I really love someone. But they think that I am stuck on my SP, and my SP and me had a one-sided love, and that's the thing. So things were really going out of hands, and so then I just came to know, like, my family was having a lot of discussions with other people, and some relatives were also forcing her that your daughter is almost 28 years and etc. So what is the problem? Why is she not getting married? I mean, I don't really understand. What do relatives are not going to see my husband. Relatives are not going to see my husband when he's sad, when we are going through a tough time or anything. So I don't really understand why relatives have to keep on commenting about each and everything in anybody else's life. They too have a daughter, they can focus on them. So but all of these things is I just like, when I had when I talked to my mindset coach about it, she just told me that I think you better not react. You see it as a way that they are concerned about you, and you just shrug it off. So then there came a time when my family didn't even ask if I want to make a matrimonial profile, and they just made it. But the coolest thing was that I understood that I had the power to say yes or no to anyone. So even if, like, so many people make dating profiles and they just leave it just like that. So it doesn't mean anything to me. And at that point of time when they were making this profile, I felt like I wanted to tell my SP all these things, but I just couldn't, because I didn't know if that was the right decision to tell him. First of all, he would be very triggered. Second is like if I have been asked by both my SP and my mother that I should not be texting this person, then I should not be texting this person. And so I just went to God and told that it's in your hands, and you told me that my SP is my person for me, then you would be dealing with this. And I was so I'm a Hindu, and I believe in Hanuman Chalisa, so I was chanting that. Then I believe in Shiva and Parvati, and I was doing that chant, and somehow the matrimonial profile making was not complete, and we didn't have funds, and anyway I didn't want to make it. So, and I told them almost 100 times that I was not interested to make it, and even if they see people, I would be rejecting every one of them. But they didn't. They felt like I am being stubborn with my SP. And so what happened was that I knew that the only thing I could do at this point of time is to be just silent, because things have gone out of hand. Things had blown out of proportion. So that's when I stopped reacting. And because the payment was not completed, and I didn't fill any form for that profile, that was not completed. But even after all these things, like since I never wanted to make a matrimonial profile, and since it was not successful even when my family forced me to do it, because I would say they were not actually like they were not being violent about making a profile, but they also didn't leave me any choice. They said that you just you can't keep sitting for this one person, and the problem is we never had a problem with him, but if he's not confirming to you and if he's not acknowledging that he loves you, then I don't really understand how will you keep a marriage if he doesn't want to be married to you. And that's where, like, I was very mad at my SP, but I knew that being mad at someone would not help my situation. I had to save myself here. So first thing, I stopped reacting. Second thing, I decided in my own mind that this is never going to happen. And so it was not successful. After doing all those chants, after doing all those after praying to God, God stopped it. But I think even after that, like, I was not able to feel anything. Like, I was totally numb about my SP and me. Like, I knew that I love this person, but I was not able to affirm for him and me. So every time I would try to affirm for him and me, I would start getting triggered, and I start getting triggered as in, like, I would start getting. I started having resentment about my SP, which is very uncommon to me because I'm a very, very patient person. So I just felt like, how could he leave me alone in this journey when I wanted him the most? So I understood that I needed to give myself some time to work these things out, because leave about family pressure, everything, but this is something, like, this is about a person I love, and I need to and I need to sort some things out about him and me inside my mind, so that I don't hold resentment towards him, because anyway I still love this person. And if I keep on holding on to something, like, you didn't do this or you didn't do that, or it's like blaming something, and I am responsible for because we say that our SPs are our mirrors. So I felt like maybe I made this version of him which is non-committal, which doesn't talk to me every day, who blocks me, and I am the person who is responsible for this. I mean, if I had already shifted to a timeline wherein he's my husband, totally, he talks to me every day, he shows me after this world, he's directly telling everyone about us and making our relationship official, then these things wouldn't have happened. So it's not his fault, it's my fault that I didn't actually let him evolve, uh, because I was so scared that am I enough for this person? So it again boiled down to this one belief that I am not chosen, and that round goes back to my old belief that my father didn't choose me, my father didn't choose my family. So that's why I got that I am not chosen, or uh, that kind of feeling. So I started working on it, and I actually wouldn't affirm directly about my SP. I would affirm only this one thing: I'm married to my best friend. I am married to my best friend, and we have a love marriage, something like that. I used to affirm, and the more I started calming myself, I started doing breathing exercise, I started focusing on myself, the more that pressure got reduced, and then it totally diverted into my career. Now today, just today, something just happened, and some classmate of my mother, she have many classmates from Orissa. So somebody recommended a boy uh, who is looking for a bride or something like that, and it was intensely triggering to me, even when I knew that I have to not react to this, and I need to give myself the power that I've married to my SP. But also at the same point of time, I just felt like I do not want to affirm at this point of time right now, because I'll just tell you this one thing. So my SP never complains about me to my parents. I've never seen him doing that ever, because he holds me with a lot of respect. But according to me, the last conversation I had with him was I was talking to some doctor, anxiety doctor, about my anxiety, and I was having some palpitations or etc. And I think he held himself responsible for that. He thought that it is only because of him that I am having so much of anxiety, but it was not just about him and me. It was about a lot of financial problems which I was going through. It was because I had some job risks which were going on, so he didn't count that in equation, and he held himself responsible for my anxiety and palpitation. So instead of talking to me, he went and talked to my mom. That too, he didn't even acknowledge the fact that we love each other. I think even if he had said that, a lot of problems would have stopped, but he did. And I am responsible for that, because I made him that version of him who wouldn't commit to me, and I would just stick into this energy that why won't he just which was not helping. And then I just told myself that I need to let go of trying to make him do something, because that's clearly not helping, and that's not how things work. It's only when he feels safe to acknowledge. It's only when I am secured in my own self that things could happen on its own. So today, when my somebody a friend of mine, no, sorry, not friend of mine, my mother's friend, was recommending a Odia guy to my mother, and she started coming and messaging to me that, this person is from this place, this is this place. And I was like, I'm not interested, why are you telling me? This was my inner conversation. But at the moment she was hinting on a guy, I started having a very high breathing, and I was like, I do not know what to do. And this was my feeling. But then I just told myself that saying yes or no is in my hands. The world can do anything they want to. That's not in my control what the world does, not even my SP. But if I tell myself that no, I do not want to agree to this, I do not want to get married to this person because it's my life. If you want to get married to this person, you can get married to this person. In fact, I've even told my mother this, because like we had huge arguments on this. Like she was telling me, you're getting old, etc., etc., and if your SP is not interested on you, then would you not get married? All these kinds of conversations I've dealt with alone. But I just felt like it's not. I do not need to. The world can say anything they want to. The world can do anything they want to. But it's my life, my decision. Even if they recommend people, they do anything they want to. It's my life. I can say yes or no. Nobody has the power to make me do something. Just like even I didn't have the power to make my SP confirm, because I had, like, again boils down to that I was not seeing him as the version, and I was trying to make him do something. I was not seeing him as the version of my husband. I mean, so when all these incidents happened, so I had saved his number as my husband, and when all these things happened, and my heart was breaking into pieces that day when I came to know, like, he complained to my mother. I deleted that name, and I just put his initial name and kept it. But I don't know what happened. Like when as I said that, as I told you guys that I joined a new team and a two-state wedding was happening. I don't know what happened that day. I was just scrolling through WhatsApp, and his number just popped up out of the blue, and it changed from his name to my husband. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy, that's amazing. And I didn't change it after that. I let it be. So I feel like sometimes we are fixated to make things happen. So I didn't complete this. So this thing, that recommendation which just came today about a guy who I'm not interested in, whenever my mom was messaging me, I didn't entertain it. Either my replies were not there, like I wouldn't reply to her, or she would say, or I would just type a K and leave it like that. So she got to understand that I was not interested, and I stopped replying to her for almost like 5-10 minutes or something like that, because anyway I was driving that time, and I just went out for a ride because I wanted to feel normal. I wanted to reset my nervous system to normal, because anxiety comes when we get into our mind, and we are not able to solve that problem on our own, and we think that we need to do something to make it stop. But that's what I learned these 2 months, that you cannot make things stop. You just have the power to control yourself. You just have the power to you just have the power of your own life in your own hands. So no matter what other people are doing, you don't need to do anything about it. You just leave it like that. So I just told myself, this is not going to happen. We are not having conversation about some Odia guy coming into my family or trying to hit on me or something like that. And just after 1 hour or something, my mom said that your grandmother didn't like him, and I was like, as if like I was interested on this guy, because I was not even entertaining her messages. I was just being polite. I only once replied K, that too not okay, K, and that's it. I left it like that, and I told myself, this is not going to happen. We are not talking about other guys here. So I just told myself that, and I just left things like that. And then I went for a ride, and I tried to soothe my nervous system on my own. And I learned to self-regulate myself. I think my SP knows how to self-regulate himself, but I never knew how to self-regulate myself. I always used to go and trauma dump on him, and he couldn't take it because he had his own issues, and I have my own issues. And I was thinking that like he would just magically help me solve my own issues. And I mean, up to a certain extent, that's normal. But when you start depending so much on someone for solving your own issues, that feels like you're not relying on your own power to do that. And you have the power to solve your own problems. You don't need to rely on anyone. Not your SP, not your mother, not your father, not your family. No one can solve your problems for you except you. You need to learn how to cope with it, and you should have some positive coping strategies like meditation, something, etc., etc. If you find distraction in something else, that's fine too, but just see that you keep it in limits, because sometimes unhealthy distractions really spoil the path. So yeah. So one more thing which I would like to say is, so yeah, I was saying about this random guy who popped up all of a sudden today out of the blue. So my mom just said that my grandmother didn't like the guy, and she sent me his Facebook link, and I was like, why are you sending me all these things? That was my conversation in my mind. But I opened up and I was like, yuck, why am I seeing these things, and why am I even like, it's okay, sometimes things happen. Sometimes people sometimes people will say things, sometimes people will give recommendations or things you don't want. But it's always your own narrative which runs, which rules or which wins in the end. So since I said that we are not even going to talk about this guy, I told this to my mind, and I affirmed this. So after some 20-30 minutes, my mother started messaging me again and again, and she said that, why are you not talking to me, what happened, I'm sorry, I was not trying to force anyone on you, I was just like, some classmate just recommended that how is your daughter, are you trying to get her married or something like that. And I said that yes, I was trying, but I haven't started anything, etc, etc. And I stopped replying to her. And I kind of made it appear through my messages that I was not interested. And if you're going to talk about some random shitty guy who I'm not even interested in, then I'm not going to talk to you. And she understood that and she stopped it. So the power is in your hands. So what I would like to tell you is, rather than, I know that when something opposite happens, like in 3D, anything opposite happens to you, it gets very triggering. It gets very much hard to deal with. But if you keep reacting to it, then you are stuck in the same place. So you decide whether you want to react or you want to change the inner narrative about the whole situation. So when I was in the brink of a job risk, I kept affirming myself that I am going to save my job. That something would happen and my job would be saved. And I keep on telling the same thing to myself, that something would happen and I would get married to my SP. Because anyway, I always knew that this is going to happen. Like, you know that there's a line in a song, which is, let me just think about it. I forgot that line. So there's a line in Dandelion song which says that I see forever in your eyes. So whenever I saw my SP, especially when we were studying in college, I really saw that forever in his eyes. And I know that um, our love story might not be perfect, but he's the one for me. He's my husband. That's all. And there were days when I would just like, all of a sudden, like, I was thinking or doing something else, and one of his favorite image. So there's an image of him wherein he is wearing a blue color shirt, and he had taken a mirror picture in our college, and that was years back. And I still, all of a sudden that night, I think it was around 7-10 days back. That night, I just all of a sudden that came into my mind. That picture came into my mind, and I was like, he's my husband. He's my husband. And spiritually, this realization was hitting me, but I was crying because I was not able to understand what kind of feeling I'm getting. It felt like I was missing him or yearning him too much, and I had no way to, like, I don't know if I wanted to message him or not, because I don't know. But I just got to understand this, that it's fine to yearn them, even when you are manifesting them. You know that you are going to end up with this person you are manifesting with, but if you're still missing them, it is fine. Some days would be like that. You can cry about it. So yeah, one more thing which I expect from my SP, and I think all of you might expect from your SP, whether you are a man or a woman. I think every one of us expect that from our partners, is that when we argue, we communicate it to each other. We don't communicate it to other people. And at this point of time, I just want this one thing. I want my SP to talk directly to my mother that he wants to marry me. I mean, I've been through a lot. We have been through a lot. And I just want a happy ending. And that's why all of my affirmations are based on happy endings. All of my affirmations are based on good things, happy things. Because I feel like I grew up with this. See, we always get what we are praying for. So I think I always, whenever I was a child, I was too scared of a relationship. I thought that relationships would end up in breakups, and that's why I never got into one. It's like I did get proposals when I was in school, but I didn't take up any of them. In fact, I wanted a love wherein we were friends, but we were not really actually in a relationship, because I thought that if we are in a relationship, we might break up, and I do not have the emotional capacity to handle it. But I think I came to a realization, some, I think 1 year back or so, that I was holding this belief within myself, which is why my SP was also appearing in that version. So I then when I realized this, then I started telling myself, but if we love each other and we are not in a relationship, then it ends up hurting more than being in a relationship, because it's all about that thing that no matter what happens, I'm not letting you go, to this belief. And this belief should be there in all couples. That's what I feel. But the thing is that we cannot be fearful about something forever. So I see a lot of statistics. Today's 100 of people died somewhere, or something happened, but that doesn't mean that just because somebody had accident in a road, I do not take my scooty out. In fact, yesterday in my society there was a small snake they found. So it's very hot in my place, in the state I live in, and some snake came out and everybody was scared. And to be honest, I was also scared. I was also scared to take my scooty and go out, but I still had to go out. So I think everything boils down to this belief. Okay, your SP is not confirming, but what version or beliefs are you holding about relationships in general, about your SP, and about anything which has happened in your past? So that's a very important thing only you can answer to yourself. So ever since I realized that I was holding this belief within me, I felt like my SP is not responsible for anything at all. I mean, I never hold him responsible for anything, even when there were a lot of ups and downs in our journey, a lot of mistakes, uh, which we both committed because we were not matured uh, while handling the relationship. So like some of many things I was not mindful of, many things he was not mindful of. So I just came to this one thing. So, and last 2 months I saw a few friends showing me uh, showing me this one thing, that when we have an argument, how do we solve that argument? So even when you are not with your SP right now, a lot of things are happening in the background which is teaching you to be what you want in your relationship with your SP, so that when you end up together with your SP, you're making that relationship a perfect place. And I'm not saying that perfect 10 out of 10 it should be, but it's about the mental readiness, it's about understanding, it's about, so if I am having an argument with my SP, I'm not going to shout at him. I'm going to politely tell him. If my SP is talking to me, he will not be blocking me after having an argument. So this is the kind of dynamics which we should be having. So this is what, like, I came to a realization. So these are some of the inner works which I've done, and I would recommend all of you to do it, because I think that helps a lot. When you know what you want and what you don't want, that really helps. And it doesn't just boil down onto just this one belief of what you want and what you don't want, but also what are you doing to be that version of you who has it all. So that's the thing. And I feel like these 2 months have taught me a lot of things, like how to process my own trauma, how to process my own pain without asking my SP to help me to process that pain. I mean, I don't know why women are like that. They think that a guy would come and solve all their problems, and I think it's something which we picked up from movies or something, that someone would come and solve all our problems. That's not what it is. Love means being there for each other. I mean, of course, you both are going to solve each other's problems for each other, but that doesn't mean that you hold him responsible for all the sources of happiness. Yes, he is your happiness, but you need to do something for your own happiness as well. So that's the thing. So I feel like my forever union with my SP is near. I don't know when, but I think it would happen very soon. But so I hope my experience helps you, because when I was in a phase where I was looking for resources online to just be what I want to be, or have what I want to have, I didn't get that help. So I want to help other people who are searching for that. And we have meditations, we know what mindset we should have to turn our dreams into reality. In fact, we are not doing anything to turn them into reality. The universe is doing, because it's naturally coming to us. We just have to be in that receiving mode. But also at the same time, there's a lot of that's why people say that when you're manifesting an SP, you can be very easily triggered. And that's because a lot of, so when we are close with a person, if we have not processed our old ways of doing things or old conditioning which has not helped us, that can come into that relationship, and that can cause a lot of problems. So that is the reason, like, when I decided that I want a marriage with my SP, I started working on things so that I don't impact him in a unconsciously in any way which hurts him. So that's the thing about it. Circumstances are irrelevant. Circumstances change, people change. Today your SP might not be confirming, but tomorrow he might propose you to be his wife. So just hold on to that faith. And even if you don't know how it would happen or when it would happen, and you might be in the brink of maybe not feeling good or something like that, but just hold on, because that holding on helps. And even when today, if you feel like today I cannot affirm, I'm too triggered, etc., don't force yourself to do that. You can just you want your SP. Your subconscious also knows you want your SP. But if you think like some days you're just too much triggered to affirm directly about your SP, and you can affirm generally, or if you don't want to affirm generally, you can just leave it for that day. And again, when you feel like it's normal to affirm, then you can affirm. And to be honest, it's not all about affirmations, it's about the mindset. So if you change your mindset, and you know that nobody can force you to do anything, and you will get what you want, things change. So be less reactive to things, and just let God give you what you asked from him on his own time and in his way. And trust me, when God gives you your SP, that plan would be much more beautiful than the plan you had in your mind, because that's what happens always. I've seen uh, I've seen this happen in my job life, where I felt like all of the opportunities which I was trying on my own, and that was not helping, and then God gave me something which totally aligned to all the qualities I wanted. So you want your SP, you know what you want in your SP, you know what the new version of your SP has, he will confirm. That's it. Let God do the work in his heart. You don't have to go and convince him or try to do something about it. Okay? I hope this helps you. Thank you. Part of the video, I also quoted that I had this old belief I used to wherein I used to think that I was very fearful of relationships and being in one. But then, when I learned more about how to maintain a relationship, how to maintain marriages, because I have never seen a successful marriage in my family, about not in general. In my family, there are many successful marriages, but uh, with my mom and dad, the closest example was very bad, which is what I grew up with. So I had this belief, but I always used to see love in a way that I will meet a friend who will both be my lover and my best friend, and that's how like I would end up with this person. So I wanted friendship turning into marriage. I didn't think about the relationship part, which is what I feel like I carried that belief unconsciously into me for a long, long, long time. And now I feel like it is healthy to be in a relationship. It is okay to be in a relationship. Nothing bad happens. Love stays, relationship stays, love turns into marriage. So these are the kind of beliefs I hold within myself, and I do not actually, I'm not in a rush to get married. And I know that when you grow up, the society will tell you a lot of things. You need to do this and that, you need to do this and that, you need to do this and that, and that's fine. Let them speak what they want to speak. They're saying from their perspective what they have said, and this is what I've seen my coach also telling me, that parents are parents or society or whatever it is, they have their old conditioning of thinking that this is certain age, at this age somebody should get a job, at this age somebody should be into college, at this age they should have a family, at this age they should be married. But that doesn't mean that you have to do what they tell you to do. So the ultimate decision maker of your life is you, and the narrative you think of things. So I understand if you have this belief that, okay, so one more example I'll give. So my father was one of the worst examples of a man, but I never carried that bad image of a man into every person I met. I always had this positive belief that good men are out there. That's why I always met good men. I have many male friends who are good men. I might not be that close to them, but some of the close male friends I have, they are very safe to be with. My SP is the most purest gentleman I've seen. I mean, he makes me feel safe in ways I've never felt safe with anyone else. So that's the thing. It all boils down to your belief. Now, suppose there's this another lady. So I had a friend of mine who was my school friend. Like, she and me had the longest kind of friendships, but her concept about relationships, her concepts about guys were so pathetic that whatever beliefs she carried, she would actually get back. These are called self prophecy. So you prophesize what is going to happen. So if you say that you're never going to lose weight, bro, sis, you're never going to lose weight, because that's how it is. It all boils down to what you believe in, and if you believe good things, good things will come, will happen. It might not be in straight cut ways, it might not be in a lateral way, that from X you might go to Y to Z, but from X you might go to directly Z. You might not even have to be in Y. So it all boils down to what you believe in, what your belief is, and what is the story you're carrying about your own self, about relationships, about your SP, because you need to see them in that version who is committed to you. So that's it. And I understand sometimes you might hold beliefs that hold beliefs of fears, but you need to process that on your own and not hold your SP responsible for the fears you have. Your fears might be like, one of the fears I had was I will never be married. So this was one of the fears, and this is something which was uh, that was a very bad fear, until I realized that no, that's just my mind talking, because like I feel like I don't see the way how it's going to happen, but it will happen. So that's it. You need to challenge that belief. You need to grow from that old belief to a new belief, and growth is always good. Thank you, guys. Telling you guys about emotional regulation and few of the stuffs. So emotional regulation is when I was sitting at the airport once, and all of these incidents had happened. Very triggering incidents had happened, and I just didn't want to talk to anyone except to be hearing myself, what I wanted, what kind of stuffs I'm feeling, and self-soothing myself. So I think uh, understanding this one thing, that how to soothe your own self, is something which plays a very big role in manifestation. And I am really encouraging you guys to go through it, because it really helps a lot. Thank you.